Hi, hello people. Welcome back to my channel Visualize with Winnie. In today's topic of UPSC Made Easy, we are going to see how to cover environment, why environment is important, and how many questions are asked in these particular years in UPSC prelims, and why it is important in the examination perspective, be it in mains, prelims, as well as in your interview. So, without any further delay, let's get into the topic and get started. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone, and I hope that in this particular year all your dreams come true. And without any further delay, let's talk about why environment is very important. First of all, to talk on this topic, you have to understand that UPSC doesn't conduct separate examination for Indian Forest Service as well as the Administration Service. Prelims is the same paper for you as well as the people who are appearing for Indian Forest Service. That is, all the candidates who are wishing to apply for the 26 administrative services, including IAS, be it IFS or IPS, everybody will write the same examination, and after your prelims there will be the result which will be declared in two stances, that is for IFOS separately as well as the administrative service separately. And if you score a bit higher cutoff, you will be eligible for IFOS even when you start preparing or giving your examination center entrance things. You have to fill in the kind whether you're opting for general services or the forest services also, or you're going to give both the examinations in this attempt. It will ask you that when you fill for the examination perspective. So that is why this environment subject is very important, because since the same examination applies for you as well as the Indian Forest Service candidates, an examination has to be prepared, or the question paper has to be set in that kind that it includes for both the people. That is why environment section, which is applicable for forest services, is also asked in your examination in a large amount. That is why environment questions are, as the years go by, the questions are increasing of that kind. And if you have given the prelims, last 2 to 3 prelims, you might have experienced this trend of environment taking upper hold compared to geography. Before 4 to 5 years, I think more of geography questions have been asked, but nowadays environment questions are overlapping these things. And we all know that because of climate change and so many things, environment becomes very important, and it is a very dynamic concept, and these questions have been very conceptual in nature and very basic in nature. To call for, they've asked questions on what causes fire in forest fires, and these kind of questions. About productivity questions they have asked, gross productivity, these kind of questions are all asked. So these are very, very basic questions that everybody can answer if you learn it well. So what I'm going to conclude from this particular long paragraph of mine is that environment is very easy. If you know the concepts, you can easily attempt those questions and easily fetch marks, rather than going on for new current affairs kind of things which might take away your marks. So environment is one particular subject. If you have clarity, you can easily score marks, and it has been in a high rise trend due to the same overlapping question paper for general services as well as the forest services. This is the first thing that you have to know before preparing for environment paper. And the second thing, that is how to prepare for environment. So if you ask me that, I was a candidate from the humanities background. That is my background was BA economics, and so I didn't have good background, be it in environment or be it in science perspective. Then how did I get a grab of the environment is that I used to listen to the class of Rajesh sir, whose videos are available in the YouTube itself. So he takes class at the All India Civil Service Center of Tamil Nadu. So his videos are available in the YouTube. You can check out them. Or if you're studying in the All India Civil Service Center, you can sit down and watch his classes. His classes are very, very useful. He takes it from the basic, and he will talk only that is required for the examination. He will never go off board and talk on so many things. He is very precise to the point. Whatever is required for the examination, you will gain out of his session. And apart from it, I read, as usual, Shankar. You have to go for Shankar to read on the very static facts, like there are questions from organizations, bodies, United Nations conferences on environment. These are very, very static concepts that you must be aware of for environment, because if you see, I don't exactly remember the year, but in one particular year we have asked 6 to 7 questions from the organization's body's perspective alone, which is very, very factual in nature. If you have known the fact, you might have scored 14 marks very easily in your prelims. So that is how the paper is set for environment. So be aware of that. Be very sure of conceptual understanding as well as the body's acts. These are also very important when it comes to environment, and for that you can refer to Shankar Academy's environment book. It is very, very useful in that kind. So these are the sources that I referred for environment. And apart from these, if you want to go for, you can go for newspapers. They are a very good source for you to keep updated about the environment current affairs. And the last thing to say about environment is in your mains. It is covered under GS3, and the questions asked in mains also are very, very dynamic in nature, which for which you have to know a lot of keywords which can fetch you good marks in your environment paper, because that is also included in your state services as well as your civil services. So environment is a very good subject that can fetch you more marks if you know basic current affairs, and it is a subject which has a chain of relations. When I call chain of relations, for example, if you take a subject like geography, be it geography, you might not find that connectivity is there, but it was very hard to fetch connectivity among all the relations. For example, if you are studying about, say, about minerals, you will find it very hard to find the correlation with, you know, the earth crust and these kind of things. But when it comes to environment, everything will be correlated. For example, the food chain, it is somewhat related to eutrophication. Eutrophication is nothing but the excess nutrients that will be accumulated in the lakes due to more use of chemicals in the fields, which is washed away by rain or flood or something. So in the lake there is excess of nutrients, and this excess of nutrients will lead to more growth of algae in the lake or the ocean, in which in turn leads to increased COD and BOD. This is all you will learn in the environment paper. So when this happens, what will happen? The fishes all will die because the algae outgrows, and the fishes all will die underground because the sunlight cannot pass through all these algae or the plants that have grown above, and the fishes all will die. And if the small fishes die, the big fishes which is depending on the small fishes will die, and in the end very, very big fish, that is the head of the ecosystem or the pond ecosystem, will die. This is how the food chain will be affected. And when these fishes are dying, or when these fishes undertake the toxic fishes, what will happen? These toxins will get into our body, and that one only you will learn as bioaccumulation or biomagnification in your environment chapter. So what I'm going to tell you here is that it is a very good subject that has a lot of chain of connections in it, which will make you easier to understand, and it is a very interesting subject also, which can fetch you marks if you know these basic terms, and it is very, very easy to remember also. So it can easily fetch you marks, be it in the mains or be it in the interview. So that is the significance of environment from my side. So in this video I have covered how to cover environment, why environment is important, and how you can use it to score more marks, be it in your prelims, mains or in the interview. I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any doubts you can comment it below. If you want to make contact with me, just join those telegram group that I have provided in the YouTube channel. And in another video of mine I will meet you. Until then, it's bye from Vinita.